everyone, Tanika here. I've totally missed everyone. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back and watching. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video because the whole point is to obviously help people who are going through the same thing as us. I have truly missed you guys, and I truly want to apologize for not posting a video for a while. I know it's been quite some months, and I will definitely explain myself, and that's one of the main reasons I wanted to talk to you guys today. Obviously, you kind of see like a different scenery behind me. We actually moved into our own house and everything, so if you see like the background's a little bit different, that's exactly why. So if you guys want details about that, by all means leave a comment and I'll tell you more about it. If you personally know me, then you kind of already know the story. But we're really happy and excited that we now have our own house, and this is kind of the background. So basically just wanted to talk to you guys about my feelings and emotions, and I really want to be open with you guys, and I figured now was a good time to finally film another video. Yesterday was the 1-year anniversary of my grandpa's passing, and it was really hard for me, but also I have had some mixed emotions. I kind of feel guilty about things. Well, not things, but just a specific, I guess, emotion that I was feeling. So I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about that, kind of go back into things. My goal is to obviously film more videos again, be on track with that, and totally keep in contact with you guys, and definitely keep up to date now that my grandfather's 1 year has passed. The main reason, to be truthful with you guys, that I have not been on YouTube or I haven't filmed a video in a while is because the last video I filmed, I was going to kind of go into my caregiving journey, which is a topic I really wanted to go into because I don't know how many people are caregivers out there, but it's definitely a full-time kind of sacrifice your life thing to do, and I kind of wanted to basically go into the details of what I did for my grandmother, especially because she had lung cancer, and if there was anybody who was going through that, or just caregiving in general. But once I started talking about it, I realized it really brought up and surfaced emotions that I guess I still have, and I didn't realize that I still have them. I mean, you never get over it because you're always going to miss that person. You're always going to be sad. But it just really made me emotional because my grandfather's passing just happened, and it was only a few months, and honestly, I hadn't really faced my grandfather's passing. So once I did that, it really struck me hard. I decided to take a step back and just focus on myself and get myself better as well, because one of those things where how can I help other people if I can't even take care of myself, which I know part of my channel is going through that journey, but it was just too much. It was really hard for me. So I'm kind of at a different place in my grieving, of course. I wanted to share that with you guys and, like I said, get back into it. So I've totally missed you guys. Let's talk about my grandpa's 1-year anniversary yesterday. That was a whole different type of emotion. I honestly did not react the way I did as if my grandpa first passed away, and it was really awkward for me because that's not the type of person that I usually am. I'm a very emotional person. I cry a lot, very hard, especially in this type of situations. Bothered me the most, I guess you could say bothered me or kind of concerned me, the weird part about it is I hardly cried at all. Honestly, I wasn't sure what to expect in the sense of how I would feel, kind of just going through the day and seeing where my emotions would take me, what would happen. I knew that when midnight was coming, I felt like I was getting anxiety, I was having trouble breathing, all of those emotions that I've had before. I haven't really been going through the depression that much, at least. It's just been more, well, I take that back. I have kind of been going through the depression, but it wasn't as bad as it was in the very beginning. I'm very blessed and thankful for that, but I wasn't exactly sure what was going to happen in the return of my grandfather's 1 year. So when midnight came, like I said, I had anxiety, I was having trouble breathing. I was already laying in bed for the night, and I was just laying there, and my boyfriend knew that the 1 year was coming up, so he could already sense that I was kind of feeling anxious and so forth. So I honestly didn't really, to be truthful, want to face my grandfather's 1 year because it's so painful. When you lose someone, it's so painful and it hurts and your emotions are everywhere and just crying and so forth. It's just not, I just didn't want to feel it. I didn't want to feel the pain anymore. Heartache is just so unbearable for me that I didn't want to face it. So probably around 11:45, I started getting emotional and I started crying, and I was trying to ask my boyfriend, like, can you please distract me, or let's talk about something, anything, I don't care. Like, I just don't want to face it. And so he did his best to talk to me and kind of distract me, and once it really got closer to midnight, like maybe 5 minutes before, that's when I actually started crying. I kind of broke down, not really hard, but I was crying. And honestly, to be truthful, after I started crying, I don't remember anything after that. I pretty much just cried myself to sleep. So I was crying and I fell asleep, and then I woke up the next day. When I woke up, I was kind of anxious still, a little nervous. I struggled with separation anxiety a lot. When my boyfriend left for work, I was kind of like, like I don't want to be alone. My boyfriend is the closest person that I have now. And knowing he was going to work, I wasn't sure how I was going to get through the day or what I was going to do. It's just, I was really nervous and I had a lot of anxiety. I told myself that what I was going to do is make something positive out of it. I did put a post on Facebook in regards to my grandfather and talking about my grandma a little bit, and for some reason this time it felt different. I felt that I couldn't be really sad just because of who he was as a person. I mean, and especially honestly, my grandfather's faith in God truly touches my heart and affects me. So knowing that he was truly in the place that he wanted to be in just brought a sense of comfort this time around. I know that a lot of people hear that from people when someone first dies, like, oh, they're in a better place, and you know, people say all those things and so forth. But sometimes when people say that, I think they just say it out of comfort reasons, or they're trying to make you feel better, which is okay. But for my grandfather, his faith was so strong in God, and he was so faithful and so religious that literally I could tell you my grandfather is the one person that I know went to heaven, and that's literally where my grandfather wanted to be. Like, my grandpa wanted to be in heaven. So it brings a comfort to have that and to be able to say that literally, not just as like a comfort. Like, I can literally say my grandfather is where he wants to be. He wanted to be in heaven and he's there. So I couldn't put that much of a pressure on myself to be sad. I was just like, you know what? I basically turned the day into something positive. I told myself I'm going to think positive, do positive things. I basically turned the situation around, and I decided, you know what? My grandfather was a very, happy, very giving person. So I'm going to do the same. So I put it out as a goal for that day to do positive things for other people. So for example, I have a friend and I decided to write her a letter. I also honestly bought the adult coloring book. It's a therapy book and you color inside of it. I'm sure a lot of people have heard of it. And I bought one that was Psalms. That was my grandma's favorite book in the Bible. So there were two pictures that actually reminded me of them. One of my grandma and one of my grandpa. And the one of my grandfather, I just looked at the picture and I was like, that's it. So I chose to color that picture for the day. This time around, it was really different. I was sad. I was feeling it. Being home alone for a while was kind of nerve-wracking a little bit, but not to the point where I was crying or anything. One of the main things that bothered me, or let's get down to business, I guess I should say, is the fact that I didn't cry. I did not cry all day, because I know if you've seen me in previous videos, I'm always crying, or I was very emotional and just tears were always flowing. But this time around, totally different. I didn't cry at all. I felt sad at times and I felt kind of down, but not once did I like just bawl it out, cry it out, nothing. I was just like, dang, what's up with this, what's up with the situation right now? But I think that's because I'm in a different place. I almost feel, well, I do feel guilty for not crying. The only time I cried, like I said, was at midnight when it first hit, and then I cried myself to sleep, and that was it. So the whole day I didn't cry, nothing like that. And I think it's due to just being in a different place in my grieving now. It's been a year. I need to get things going again. I've slowly been finding myself and doing things as well. I've met a few new friends and so forth, and they've really been there for me. My boyfriend's been there for me, along with other people in my life as well. So I can say that it's easy to hope that it's going to get better and go in a better direction. I do have a cousin, and she's actually a grieving counselor. I don't know the specific name. There's a specific name for it, but I actually asked her because I was really feeling guilty that I didn't cry for my grandpa yesterday. And I asked her, I said, is that normal? Should I feel guilty? Should I not feel guilty? I just feel really bad. And she did tell me that it is normal and it's okay, and just go with the emotion. You know, emotions come and go. As you guys know, one minute you're okay, the next minute you're not. So she definitely told me that it was okay and just to embrace the emotion. And that's something that you really have to do as well. And I want to reiterate that to people is embrace the emotion, because what you're feeling is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. And I've definitely learned that through the grieving process. You might have people who understand at the moment. You might have people who don't understand at the moment. But definitely what you're feeling is okay, and just embrace the emotion and just go with it. And you kind of almost just have to ride it out. It's really a journey, you know. One minute you could be up, you could be down, you could be going straight. So who knows? And that's just one of the things about grieving that you have to embrace. So definitely I have embraced it a little bit more. I can't say that I'm completely okay and that I'm perfect, but definitely in a different place than I was before. So that's one of the main things I wanted to talk about. I just wanted to come back on, guys, and just say hi, and I miss you guys, and I'm sorry that it's been a really long time that I haven't filmed a video, but I just wanted to express my feelings, especially since it's my grandpa's anniversary, and I'm really happy. I have a spot that I can finally kind of dedicate to the family that I've lost, in that sense, like a little spot to put them, and just, you know, if I want to look at them or anything like that, where before everything was kind of in the storage, and so I didn't really have anywhere to put them. I couldn't really, if I wanted to stop and look at the, you know, memories of them, I couldn't, because we didn't have our own place yet. So I'm going to show you guys that as well. So I've definitely put up, you know, a little spot for them that I can look in memory. My grandma's remains, my grandpa's, and actually my dad's, like my biological father who passed away, have their remains there, and it's kind of nice to have a little spot for them. It makes me feel a little bit more comforted. I will take my grandfather's remains to Colorado eventually, hopefully next year sometime. Definitely, I was supposed to go actually last month, but I didn't go because there's just so many things going on, and we were moving and so forth. So I kind of postponed that trip, but definitely I have to take my grandfather's remains to Colorado to be with my grandmother. I do have some of her remains, but not all of them, but that's going to be definitely a trip in itself, and I'll definitely take you guys on that journey with me. So I'm going to show you guys basically what I did and kind of how I set it up. And every day that I walk by, I'm able to look at them and just sit there and remember them for who they are, knowing that they're definitely in a better place. I know that both my grandparents are in a better place. Honestly, my dad was somewhat religious, so I don't know. I hope that he's in a better place, but I can't sit here and lie and be like, yay, you know, they're all in heaven or whatever. My grandparents, for sure, I can say I know they're in a better place, and they're happy, and they're where they need to be and where they want to be. I'm going to show you guys what I did, and if you guys have any questions, any comments, by all means leave them down below, just like before. Say hi, don't feel shy, feel free to say hello, or if you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer them. If there's a specific topic that you guys have in mind that you would like me to talk about, by all means just let me know, and I'll definitely get back to that. I'll show you guys what I've done with my grandparents, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so here it is. Basically what I did was, this is actually a bookshelf, and it was my grandparents. I did put a picture on one of these shelves here. That's a picture of my family together. Picture of my grandparents. This was right before my grandma passed away, but I have a picture of us. So it's my grandma, me in the middle, obviously, and my brother above me, and then my grandpa to the left. It's the top shelf of the bookcase, and this is where I have my little, I guess my little memory shelf of the people that I've lost or I love or think about. So this is basically it, the top shelf. This is exactly how I set it up and organized it. So you have my grandma to the left, my grandfather in the middle, and then my dad to the right. The little card right here is actually someone special to me that recently passed away. This is where I go. This is what brings me comfort, and where I can just kind of sit and just reminisce and think about the people that I've lost. The picture that I colored for my grandfather, it says, "The heavens declare the glory of God," Psalm 19:1. And it just looks so heavenly, and it just really reminds me of my grandpa. And so I colored this one. It gave me some comfort. So this is what I colored yesterday in remembrance of. I just wanted to show you the things that I did really quick. That was the picture that I colored for my grandfather. I'm gonna color one for my grandma too, so maybe in the next video I'll show you that one. I'll definitely have it colored. And coloring also helps with anxiety. When I get anxiety or panic attacks, for some reason coloring just really helps to calm me down. I really love it. I enjoy doing it. Definitely, I just wanted to show you guys the little memorial I don't know what you call that, but my little area that I have to remember my family, the little memorial space that I have. I truly am glad to speak to you guys again. I've missed you. I loved you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. I look forward to speaking to you guys again. Yes, I love you guys. Mwah.